Hi there guys, Chatot here and welcome to our top 5 video, our first top 5 video. We are doing today my top 5 flying type Pokemon. We're going to go through all the types eventually, but I thought I'd start with my favourite and then you guys can choose what type you want me to do next. This is also, just before we start the video properly, this is all just my opinion. If I don't say a Pokemon that you like, I'm afraid I'm sorry. It doesn't mean I don't like the Pokemon. It's just purely my opinion. Also, my decision of the order and everything else is based on their design, their look, the way that I've used them in battle, not competitively, but the way that if I've used them in Nuzlocke and stuff like that, and just if I generally just like them, basically. So without further ado, let's get into things, guys. Okay guys, so this was really difficult for me because flying types are like one of my favourite types in the world. I like a lot of flying types. There isn't really many flying types I don't like. So this was really hard for me. So here we go anyway. Number 5. Number 5 is a bit of a nostalgic one for me. Number 5 is Crobat. Crobat was a bit of a love-hate relationship. Crobat was, back in the day, before Crobat was even invented in Gen 2, you always came across Zubat and Golbat, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Golbat. I didn't like its big gaping mouth. I thought, that put me off with its silly little, especially its animation in like Pokemon Stadium at the time. It wasn't fun. But then Gen 2 came out, Gold came out, and then this really slick, quick purple bat came out of nowhere, part poison and flying like the other types, but it just had a completely different colour design. It was a lot sleeker, and also based on the anime as well, because Brock had a Crobat eventually as well, and I just loved using it. It was dead quick. It could always be relied on. It could be bulky at times, and I still use one battling today. Oh, and that's really about it, guys. Number 4. Number 4 and 3 were really difficult to decide because I like these Pokemon pretty much equally, but for different reasons. But I think I finally made a choice, and it's Gyarados. Now I bet you're wondering, Chatot, Gyarados isn't a fly. Yes, it is flying. If you go and check it up, it is actually water flying. Everyone always gets this really wrong, and when it Mega Evolves, it doesn't even evolve into, it doesn't gain the Dragon typing, it goes Dark typing, it becomes Water Dark. I believe so. Just check that out. But anyway, Gyarados is definitely a flying type. Now, I didn't find this out myself until very late on Gen 2 actually, when I first came across the red Gyarados. The first shiny I ever got. For most people, that was probably the first shiny they ever got in Gold at Rage Lake. And I used him quite a bit, and I got a load of other Magikarp. I had another Gyarados, and I just really love the design of Gyarados. He is a bit scary, but really he's cuddly at heart, I know that much. And it gave me a new appreciation for Magikarp as well. And I just love the way that people look at Gyarados in the anime as well, and I just loved using this Pokemon. And the fact that most people were really confused about the typing always gave me a bit of an advantage, because they wouldn't use like an electric move, or not until late on, because they thought it was Dragon, so they used a Dragon move instead. But yeah, electric rocks Gyarados' world really, when it's just has a Mega Evolved, because it's like 4 times weak to electric. Oops. Gave away my secret there. Oh well, but yes, I still use a Gyarados to this day, and I really still love using it. Number 3. Number 3 is from Gen 3. We're going to go away from like Gen 1 and 2 now. Number 3, I believe, is from Gen 3. It's Altaria. Altaria I loved from the first moment I saw it. I didn't care what moveset it had. I didn't care the way it looked. I loved its, I think it's Swablu, I think that's how you pronounce it. Swablu. I just loved this bright blue, fluffy, cotton woolly bird, and I just wanted it. I just wanted to cuddle one. I still haven't got a plush of it for this day, but that's the next plush I'm probably gonna get. And I just loved this thing, and I loved its little quirkiness. It reminded me of a bit of a peacock sort of design, which is why to this day I still call mine peahen and peacock, depending on what gender it is. And when it got its mega evolution, it got fluffier. How could you make it fluffier? And I just love it. I love the fact it's part dragon as well, so it's quite sturdy. It can be used very well in battle, and it's just lovely. I just think it's so cute. Number 2. Now, I have said this many a time before that my number 1 is a bit surprising, and most people don't kind of understand why, but you will eventually. But my number 2 is actually Chatot. That's right, my mascot. It's not my number 1. The reason I like Chatot got introduced in Gen 4, and I loved it because it was one of the first proper parrot Pokemon that they had. Well, it's actually called the Music Note Pokemon, but the first proper one that mimicked stuff and things like that, and it had its own unique move called Chatot, which did a lot of damage at the time, and it did get banned from certain leagues as well, apparently. And it's a lot more dangerous than people believe it to be, because it's just this tiny little bird, but it can do so much damage. And that's very true to its real life counterpart, because it is based off, I believe, what is it called? It's a type of lovebird, basically. It's like a blue mask lovebird or something like that. And parrots can be very destructive. Parrots can be very noisy. My particular bird that I've had for several years, like 15 years now, she has destroyed several countless things. She has basically pooped on everything I love, and that is basically the embodiment of this Chatot. And when I first saw it, I just got so excited, and it had this look, this little evil glint in its eye of I am going to rock your world. And that's kind of why I like Chatot, not because of any particular reason, it's just because I'm a big bird fan, and it's very, very close to its counterpart in real life, and that just kind of makes me laugh. Anyway, before I announce number 1, guys, why don't you tell me what your favourite flying types are? What's your favourite? Have you got one that wasn't on the list that you think should have been on the list? Why don't you let me know in the comments below? And don't forget to hit subscribe and the like button, and maybe the notification bell, so you know when the next top 5 is coming out, if you like that kind of thing. Anyway, guys, to the number 1 spot. Now, the number 1 spot can't be any more nostalgic than this for me, really, which is why it's number 1. This is the main reason it's number 1 for me, which is Pidgeot, and just the whole of the Pidgey line in general. Now, Pidgeot isn't particularly the strongest in battle, even with its lovely looking mega form. It isn't the fastest, it isn't the strongest, and it hasn't got the best move set sometimes. But the reason I like it is because back in the day when I picked up my first Pokemon game, which was Pokemon Red, that was the first Pokemon I caught. I just called it Pidge, and I loved that Pokemon, and I used to get really upset when it fainted, and I literally loved that Pokemon to death. It was the first Pokemon I ever saw apart from my starter, and I really enjoyed having it around. And also the other thing that influenced me as well is obviously in the first season of the anime as well, is Ash had a Pidgeotto, and obviously mine evolved eventually. I got really sad as well when, well, it can't be really a spoiler because Ash's Pidgeotto evolves into a Pidgeot for like 5 seconds and then he lets him go, and that really made me really sad. And I like it. I don't really use Pidgeot very often anymore. I do have one somewhere, but I mean, I've just recently played Pokemon Red again on the Virtual Console, and I have got a Pidgeot in my team there, called Pidge, as per normal. And I just love using him, and it just reminds me of back in the day when it first came out and the Pokemon hit the UK, and it was crazy. I still have tons of Pokemon cards, but I still have the first set I wanted to get was Pidgey, Pidgeotto and Pidgeot. That's the one I really, really wanted as a kid. And yeah, that's, I don't have any other reasons for it. I just loved its design, and I just really, still to this day, love Pidgeot. Anyway guys, that has been Chatot's top 5 flying types. I was thinking of doing a ghost type one next, but it's up to you. What do you think? Why don't you put in the comments down below what type you want to do? I might even put a poll up as well on some of the minnows that I'm a part of as well. Oh dear. And like I said, put down below, don't forget your lists down below. What's your top 5? What do you think should have been on the list? What would have been more suitable? Do you think my mascot should have been number 1? Oh dear, what do you think? Anyway guys, if you like this, why don't you check out some of the other top 5s? Hopefully we've got a couple others as well. Or why don't you check my other Pokemon content, like my streams, my battle streams, or my 2 Nuzlockes that I've got running at the moment. Or why don't you go and check out my Minecraft stuff as well? I've got tons of like little survival bits here, there and everywhere. And I've also got random guest games as well if you want to go and check those out. I've got casual and scary. So if you want to see Chatot absolutely scared out of wits, why don't you go and watch FNAF 2. Mind's Eye particularly, I was very, very scared. I even called for my mother. Yeah, that was scary. And also on the casual side, we've got Golf with Friends, String Theory 2 we're just playing through right now, if you want to go and check those out. Anyway guys, I've chatted on enough as per normal, and I will see you in the next top 5. Thank you very much for watching. Bye! And chat on!